Right, let's get into it. This is a completely different video and it's gonna be valuable. How to reinvent yourself to become a millionaire. I'll refresh this. I personally do e-commerce. It's probably what I'm best at. There's been key things over my lifetime which I've implemented in lifestyle habits and procedures that I've done, and key things and core moments that helped me become 7 figures or get 7 figures or whatever. I don't even like saying the word, but I achieved it. It took me 5 years from finishing university to achieve this. Basically being full-time in work. I've broken down key aspects. So the aspects I'm gonna be breaking down, this is gonna be a good video to listen to. So put it on your headphones, you can listen to it. You don't actually have to watch the video. I'm gonna talk through it. You can listen to it or just put it on in the background and take notes, because this worked for me, probably is gonna help you in some aspect. So the things I'm gonna be going over is mindset and visualization, law of assumption. These are things I've done my whole life, especially when I went full-time. So the last 5 years I've been doing this relentlessly and it paid off. Understanding your seasons, understanding cash flow and spending to scale, building teams to scale, travel and expansion, learn by action, scale by knowledge, and then building a successful environment even at a cost. So these are things that played a key role in me generating money and being successful in business, even in some aspects of life. It helps a lot. So obviously I'm 27 now, so I've been doing this for a while now. Let's get into it. I think it's gonna pay you some value. Right, let's dive straight into it. So when I sat down and thought about what are the key things that helped me, this is something I've been doing for a while. Mindset and visualization and law of assumption. Law of assumption is massive. I'm gonna be quoting things. This is stuff that has helped me, so take it with a pinch of salt. It's up to you if you wanna take it in or not, but this is what's worked for me. Speaking things into existence. It's been massive. Whenever I set a goal, financial goal, business goal, etc., I would always say, I myself am doing this. I've done this. I have done this. Speaking it in the present as if it existed. I used to verbally affirm what I wanted before it was real. I'm building a 7-figure brand. I'm a millionaire. I'm calm under pressure. This is actually things I do. Like, I'm calm under pressure. I'm good at speaking. These are always things I've always reiterated into my head, either looking at myself in the mirror or I'm vibing in the car. That's why I'd be driving, vibing. I'm like, I'm smashing my business. I'm doing this, screaming at the top of my lungs, speaking it into existence. And what I found and realized over the past years is a lot of this stuff is in the Bible. As mad as it is, all the stuff or things I've been doing is there's quotes relevant to it in the Bible. So it helps. It's a pretty good playbook for making things work. So it isn't just words, it's training your subconscious to believe before proof appears. So the quote in the Bible is, death and life are in the power of the tongue, meaning your words literally shape your reality. As well as this, obviously it's in the Bible. I'm pretty sure there's backed up scientific studies, the micro level of like neutrons and protons, when you're thinking, it actually changes the physical environment around you. So you can look it up. I'm pretty sure I've seen articles on it as well. How you speak literally comes into reality. So like, for example, if you're constantly speaking negative things, like, you're just gonna get negative things attract you. If you're constantly being positive, constantly gonna get positivity around you. So whatever you are trying to achieve, you must change the language of how you speak. I had to work on this personally. So like note taking, writing the things down, what I'm grateful for, etc. Obviously, I know a lot of people say you don't need to do this stuff to be successful. This worked for me. So you can take it how you wanna take it. By constantly speaking success, you program your identity to match the goals. Law of assumption. What is the law of assumption? Also, the TV's in the background, just ignore it. Law of assumption. So one thing I always used to say is like, oh, how are you doing this? Like, for example, if I've got to wire someone 40 grand for buying stock, or I've got to wire or pay these mad things, or these expenses come up, or mad amounts of money are coming in, the law of assumption, I reiterate, is you must become normal and desensitized to these things. So a millionaire or a billionaire is desensitized to spending 10 million on buying a company or buying assets. It is the norm. These things must be normal. So making $1,000 in a day profit is normal. So you must train your mind to have these things as normal, which is also could be considered the law of assumption. So the law of assumption means whatever you assume to be true, your mind and actions align to make it real. You don't wait for the evidence, you live as if it's already been done. Your emotions, decision, and energy all follow that assumption. Finds these things normal, making 10 grand a day. A millionaire finds making 20 grand normal in a day. You must convince your brain and reality that these things are normal. Spending more money on a nice flat, normal. Spending money on a nice holiday, normal. This is normal to which this person is. The law of assumption, or vice versa. You assume your business will be successful because you're gonna put the work in. Law of assumption. It's a great law to live by. You assume you're gonna be successful. You assume all these things are gonna become true because you have X things and you're gonna do this. So you're just assuming the inevitable will happen. Usually it comes true, as long as you believe it in your heart and assume it. How I applied it, I normalized big numbers and success in my head before they were real. I'd look at my Shopify dashboard, imagine 10K as standard, not shocking. I acted, thought, and made decisions as a person who already hit these goals. I'd visualize in meditation or even during works what that life felt like. I can sit and meditate and visualize, or just even normal, I can visualize these things or these outcomes. The life I'm living now, I visualized it. You might think I'm mental, but this is literally what I've done. So visualization, so seeing that thing in your head with your third eye or whatever, seeing it, feeling it, believing it becomes true. So mindset, visualization, speaking it, assuming it, acting from it, reality shifts. Bob Proctor, I studied. There's a couple other guys on YouTube, but if you look at like manifestation, all that, obviously it's part of it, like visualization, but there's a lot of people that talk about this, and it's worked extremely well. This, understanding your seasons, is massive. So there is seasons in life and you got a flow of it. This is huge, by the way. This is like one of the biggest. So you have to listen to it. So you need to recognize the season you're in. So let's say, for example, if life just deletes everything from your life, you lose your girlfriend, you lose all your money, everything just goes to shit. You either look at this and think your life's crumbling, or you can take this and look at it like, right, if I want to get here, I can't have this. If you want to be a millionaire, you can't currently live the life you're living because there is a lot of things holding you back. For example, current girlfriend, current work, etc. The universe, if you have this idea of getting to this level, the universe will take and strip everything off you. And it's putting you into a season of what could be focus, discipline, and sticking to working towards your goals. You must understand what season you're in. So for example, I feel like I've just finished the season. The last 2 months was solid work. I had goals to hit, I had things that needed to be achieved, and now that is done, I'm a bit more relaxed. Come home from work a bit early. Obviously I'm working now, but there's seasons. For example, when I was starting my business, my first businesses, after university, I rented a man cave / office with my mate, sat in there for 6 months. Grinded. The season was to build, learn, and scale. That was it. No other distractions. You must understand what season you're in. Recognize your season. Every phase of growth has a season. Some are for grind, some are for rest and renewal. This is very important. Sometimes you don't need to work as hard as you think you do. When you're building something from scratch, a business, a brand, or yourself, that's your season for discipline. Don't expect balance, expect progress. What I did personally, I would commit 1 to 6 months in intense seasons, 6 days of full focus of work, strict diet, meditation, gym, and recovery. I would generally have 1 day to reset. You need to rest, otherwise you can't keep performing. So the Bible quotes to this. So biblical foundation. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, meaning not every moment is meant for ease, some meant for grind and growth. Another one. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not give up. Stay consistent through the tough seasons. Your results will always arrive later than your effort. So again, delayed gratification is massive. So you put the work in for 3 to 6 months, a year later you're successful. Delayed gratification. It's the repetitive routine work in the seasons that makes the biggest difference. And then once you've done those seasons, you can relax. You'll know that within yourself. So I have just intuitively followed those seasons and stuck with it, and it's paid off massively. You will personally know what season you're in. So the spiritual, energetic layer to this, you probably didn't know this about me, but I'm into this sort of stuff. You must elevate your body and mind. Your physical health fuels your spiritual vibration. Diet and training, meditation are the backbone of high performance and manifestation, or reality shift into how you want it to be. When your body vibrates high, clean diet, clear mind, disciplined habits, your actions and results naturally align with your vision. So whenever I'm in these periods of like dedication or high discipline or a season of growth, diet, meditation, note taking, all this stuff, goal setting, this is all part of it, especially training, getting fit. Usually what I'd find, if I lose weight and focus on myself and my health, generally business would do way better, especially in the delayed gratification time. So also it's good for personal growth, like locking in for a bit, but not all the time. It's the seasons, not forever. You have to do other things. Like for example, part of my season, I'm relaxed now, I'm gonna enjoy myself, make money, and then obviously at some point travel, train, do other things, okay, which I'll get into as well. Another backbone, flow with the universe, not against it. See every season as a gift. So you're in a relationship, you lose your job, you lose your girlfriend, everything is destructive. The tower and foundation of your life has been deleted and it's crumbled. Everything that is currently how you are living is crumbled. This is a great thing. So if you see it as, right, if I want to be here, this cannot stay with me. It is the universe deleting everything from life. So you need to take that and flow with it and then build and follow how you are being pushed, not go against it, try and get everything back. Like if everything's gone, your girlfriend leaves you, all this stuff, flow with it, take the different route and discipline, grind, whatever that is for you, you'll know personally, follow that path. The path will be revealed to you, the opportunity will be given to you. Everything that is not relevant to you or is holding you back will be taken from you. So sometimes life will be crushed. Use that as a stepping stone to elevate. Massive for me. When something ends, a breakup, loss, setback, it's not punishment, it's redirection. If you're single, feeling lonely, that's a clue to build yourself and not chase validation. Massive. Use the solitude to sharpen your discipline, fitness, finances, and faith. This is a massive thing. There's actually Bible quotes for this as well. Being lonely is massively important, especially for leveling yourself up. Like just being with yourself for a period of time, super important. So if that's you right now, accept it, use it, and build from from it and improve yourself and come out of that lonely season as a completely different person. This is what I've done every time. Travel and expansion. So other things I've done is travel with intention. So I've done Bali, Dubai, I've done loads of countries, pretty much traveled the whole of this side of the world, whatever that is to you, like the Asian side, European side, pretty much done all that, but I always travel with intent. So every off season, for example, after months of deep focus and work, I'd go to places that inspired growth. The goal wasn't just new scenery, it was a new frequency. Environments like Bali, Dubai to reset the mind, open perspective, and connect with people operating on a higher level, making connections, seek guidance from people who are doing better than you, and to get greater outlooks on life. This paid huge dividends. Traveling, meeting people doing better than me, seeing new environments, getting a new depth of knowledge of how the world works, what goes on. Sometimes being at your desk is negative, especially if you're overworking. Like I said, if you're out of season where you don't actually need to grind, go experience life, go learn new things, go meet new people. It will give you more ideas, more opportunity, and attract abundance to you. This worked well for me. This is huge. I've done this when I've had no money, loads of money, even struggled for money. So hella important. Building a successful environment even at a cost, even if it's higher leverage than you've got. I've done this personally, this is a decision for you to make, but create an environment that is going to promote success. Super important. Environment shapes identity. Your surroundings either pull you back or push you forward. If you're surrounded by comfort, distractions, or low energy people, your results will match that. Huge. Trust me, if there are people holding you back or you're in the wrong place, your results will match it. It will be poor. Progress will decline. I've had this multiple times. I've had to reiterate, change my environment, rebuild, paid massive dividends. The goal is to engineer an environment that forces elevation where success feels normal. Even if it costs more, like offices, travel, better equipment, it's an investment into your frequency or environment that's going to help success. This has worked for me. Practical examples that I've done, I'd rent offices with my mates. The energy of everyone working hard in the same space pushed me to go harder. I'd upgrade my setups, camera, desk, lighting, workspace, because even if your environment looks higher level, you act higher level. I traveled to places where entrepreneurs were thriving, Bali, Marbella, London, Dubai, to absorb that frequency. Now what I'm doing is I've built an office with my friends to scale even further. I've created a culture where ambition is the baseline. So I've got an office, I go there every day, we work with the boys, everyone is scaling. It is an environment of success where everyone is working towards their goals. Helps massively, because one day you're tired, your mate's not tired, he pushes you. One day you're not tired, you push your mate, vice versa. Everyone brings each other up. Even if they're not making the same amount of money, as long as everyone's working on the same goals, it pays dividends. Biblical quotes, again, but the Bible says that this is what has worked for me. Walk with the wise and become the wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. Who you surround yourself with determines your trajectory. Couldn't be any more clear. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Huge. Protect your environment. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. I have a small group of friends, pretty much all my mates, build businesses, travel, etc. Everyone is on the same wavelength. I'm still friends with all my mates I grew up with. How I applied it in my life, all of our friends got into business. I promoted that onto them, they promoted it onto me, and we all helped each other start business and do it together. Or you meet people vice versa and bring them into your group. If you do the things, for example, doing e-commerce dropshipping, you'll meet people doing e-commerce and dropshipping. It will slowly build over time. Naturally, it's just the way the universe works. Again, flow with the path, not against it. I literally moved cities, built offices, and traveled just to stay in the right frequency. Every upgrade to my environment returned more focus, clarity, and results. Even when I was stretched with my finances, it was always worth it, because proximity to winners multiplies growth. My goal wasn't to be around rich people, that was my goal, but to be around success and people doing things, or networking, or people with ambition. That was the goal. And it worked extremely well, and I still do it to this day. I built with close friends, so the people I grew up with, we all do business. Everyone wants to travel, everyone wants to make money, and we did it together as a team. Obviously on different time frames and levels, but we're all doing the same things, and it helped massively. So if you have friends who are interested, get them involved. I did this when we were 20, 21, 22, and now everyone's successful and everyone's got their own businesses, and it's just amazing. I can travel to anywhere in the world with them, or travel to certain spots because they all live over the world, and it's just sick. Turning friendships into momentum. One of the biggest shifts in my journey was bringing close friends into the same mission. Instead of separating work and social life, I blended both. We would work, grow, and level up together. That created momentum. When one person won, we all won. It became culture of accountability. If one of us slacked, everyone felt it. Why it matters. Building alone can be lonely. Building right with the right people multiplies energy. Friends you grow with see your vision before the world does. That belief is powerful fuel. It keeps you grounded yet competitive. That's so true. So it keeps you grounded yet competitive. Like, I would say I'm quite grounded, but I'm I'm also very competitive in the business game. You push each other to hit new levels, even if it costs more, offices, traveling, living expenses. That shared vision creates compound effect of success. Biblical foundation, again, more quotes in the Bible that absolutely relate to this. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Your circle should refine you, not dull your edge. Two are better than one because they have the good return for their labor. If either falls, one can help the other up. What I was talking about. Building with others creates strength and stability, and you can't get alone. This is more practical. Obviously, I've done the mindset stuff now. So learn by action and scale by knowledge. Massive. To get to your first 6 figures in cash, it's all action, okay? Everything is action. To get to $1 million, it's all knowledge. It's scaling by knowledge. So I'm gonna break that down. 1, action comes first. Choose your business model, take action, learn. Learn by doing. So I chose e-com, that's how I learned. Most people overthink, I just started. I learned faster by doing, failing and adjusting in real time. You can't think your way to success. You must move, experiment and collect feedback from the market. Every mistake is a data point. Every win became a framework. You don't learn and then do, you learn by doing. Massive. Learning through experience. Early on, I built stores, ran ads, made losses and fixed the problems manually, especially with ChatGPT and YouTube now. There's so much stuff you can learn online. That's how I developed intuition. I didn't wait for perfect systems. I built them through trial and error. That process created real world knowledge no course could teach. You don't need a course to start. Just start, build, make mistakes, and then once you get to a level where it's working, then get help. Doing built confidence, and confidence built momentum. Then once you've got proof of concept, you can scale through knowledge. Once I mastered the basics through experience, I started seeking smarter minds, mentors, peers, and masterminds. What I did is, obviously when I was traveling, I meet people doing way better than me, so just became friends with people who were crushing it. That was where I got my knowledge. So talking to people operating at a higher level gave me shortcuts, better strategies, and structure. That is how I moved from 2K a day, 10K a day to 20K a day, not by guessing, but by learning from those who are ahead of me. Taking action, learning from mistakes, gaining experience, seeking higher knowledge, and scaling efficiently. Repeat. Understanding cash flow and spending to scale. Cash flow is your lifeline. Very important. You can't build freedom without first learning how to manage the flow of money. Cash flow isn't just profit, it's about timing, reinvestment, and liquidity. When starting, the goal is simple. Keep money moving, not just stacking. Most beginners fail, not because of the lack of ideas, but because they run out of cash mid-growth. Huge. People start a business and run out of money and then stop. This is why cash flow is so important. Funding the start. When starting, you must be resourceful, not reckless. So understand your situation. What are you in? I got a part-time job to fund your ads, initial stock, whatever you're building, or sell a service like marketing, editing, design. Sell something or do a job to generate cash flow to invest in your business. Avoid credit or loans early. I would only suggest getting loans or credit or investment if you know what you're doing or you're further down the line, which we are now. We do that now as well. The goal is use the earned money to build income producing systems. So sell a service or get a job to put that money into building a system that produces cash flow and profits. Once those systems produce cash, the flywheel begins. That's where you start, that's how you begin. Cash flow, put it into a business that generates revenue and profits, then build. Next level is spending to scale. Every new level of business requires bigger investment and bigger returns. So before hitting your next revenue tier, you'll always spend more. So it's like building the foundation to get to the next level. You'll always spend more. So like new hires or contractors, better systems, software, more stock or production, marketing, creative assets, whatever that is to get to the next level, you end up always spending way more. So let's say you hit tier 1, 100K a month, you want to get to 500K a month, always end up spending loads. You're like, fucking hell, I'm losing so much money right now. But it is to get to the next level. So you have to spend to scale. This stage can feel uncomfortable, profits may drop temporarily, but it's the bridge to scale. Growth equals short-term discomfort for long-term multiplication. This is another thing very important. Building teams to scale. Why teams matter. You can hustle your way to 6 figures, but you need teams to reach 7 and 8. At first, you should learn every aspect of the business, product, ads, operations, creative support to understand how everything works. So what I would say is you must understand 20% of everything before hiring. You must dive into each section yourself to test it, to understand it, but you're never going to be an expert. As a business owner, you must understand it, but you're never going to be the expert. But to scale, you must replace yourself with people who are better than you at each task. The goal is to be operator to leader. The power of delegation. Delegation isn't about being lazy, it's about freeing mental bandwidth to focus on higher level moves. Every hire should multiply your time and output. You can't scale when you're stuck inside daily tasks, for example, customer support. You can't scale if you're answering emails on your own. Your role must evolve strategy, systems, and leadership. This is the key. Hire people who are experts in this role. So hire people who are smarter than you. True scaling happens when your team members are the experts in their lane. Hire people who can not only do their job, but teach you new insights about that role. So one thing that was massive for us is we would hire people that would actually teach us more stuff about the role. Huge. Example, a top level media buyer who understands metrics deeper than you, a creative strategist who can outperform your best ad ideas, a store manager who spots insufficiencies where you've missed. Each expert becomes an income generator, not an expense. Hope that helped, guys. But yeah, that's key stuff I've noticed on my journey. If you wanna book a call below, if you wanna join our community or our free Discord is below, feel free. Peace and love.